We got to talk about this article that came out about the roadmap for the iPhone. I remember when we first got the notch, and then a bunch of other smartphones started coming out with like the pill, and then they started shrinking the pill, and it was just a hole punch cutout. We all said, oh, maybe in 2 years it'll just be gone. And then the iPhone will also have to get rid of it because everyone else will have gotten rid of it. And now we're in this world where most of us have just gotten used to the circle hole punch cutout. It's kind of just paused there, and there's a few phones that have underscreen selfie cameras, and they're not good yet. There's like 2 generations of this technology. It doesn't look great.
No.
So I don't see most of the mainstream phones adopting it anytime soon, but we did get this this tweet, which is now deleted, but now is in the form of an article that we can look at, which is the roadmap for when the iPhone plans to get rid of the notch. So as of right now, we have the non-Pro iPhone and the Pro iPhone. The non-Pro iPhone has a notch. The Pro iPhone has Dynamic Island. Non-Pro iPhone, Pro iPhone, both have Face ID. When are they going to get rid of this stuff? So I'm going to read through. I'm just going to go down the line for both the non-Pro and the Pro, and we can get reactions.
And before you do that, it was something we've talked about previously on should the non-Pro iPhone have Dynamic Island, or is that a ProMotion thing, or like why does it not have it? Is it just, and I think David had a bunch of predictions.
I predicted correctly that the non-Pro iPhone would get the pill next year or this year.
Yeah. So as of today, the non-Pro iPhones do feel very dated. They just look dated, which means to me 60 hertz and giant notch at the top in an $800, $700 phone is just not anywhere near the rest. They all have moved on from that. So let's look at the roadmap for non-Pro iPhones. 2023, pill, so getting rid of the notch, and still LTPS, which is not LTPO. So still 60 hertz. So this year getting rid of, going to Dynamic Island seems cool. 2024, still Dynamic Island, still 60 hertz. 2025, still Dynamic Island, but now LTPO. So 2025 is when we finally go past 60 hertz on the non-Pro iPhone. 2026, still Dynamic Island, LTPO again. 2027, under panel Face ID plus a hole for the camera and LTPO.
Yeah.
So 2027 is 4 years from now, which is when the non-Pro iPhones will have under display Face ID, but still have a hole punch for the camera and be LTPO.
This makes sense to me because if you're going to introduce a new feature like Dynamic Island and try to get developers to develop for it, you're not just going to do it for a couple years. Like even if they have under panel Face ID ready in 2025 or 2026, I'm pretty sure they want to make it last longer before they switch to under display.
It almost helps them for it to be more well entrenched and established, because when the new one comes out, then it's more obviously the new one.
It's going to seem, Whereas Android phones every single year have a completely new design.
Yeah. And you're it's just all over the map. I don't know what's coming next. Okay. So 2027. So now the Pro iPhone.
Well, real quick, this does just say pill. We do think that definitely means Dynamic Island, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So for the roadmap for the Pro iPhone, we have 2023, pill and LTPO. 2024, Dynamic Island again and LTPO. 2025, under panel Face ID plus hole punch camera. 2026, under panel Face ID plus hole punch camera. 2027, under panel Face ID, under panel camera. So there's going to be a couple years where we have the Dynamic Island on both, but the frame rate is the only difference between the two. Then we have, I'm going to go year by year.
2023 and 2024 will both have pill cutout.
Dynamic Island for both.
Yes, but
only
there'll be a frame rate difference.
Is frame rate.
Mm-hmm.
So faster Dynamic Island, maybe a little bit of a high resolution possibly, but that's the only difference.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you get to 2025, you get the under panel Face ID, and 2026, you get the under panel Face ID. So for those 2 years, it'll just be a hole punch cutout in the Pro iPhone.
And the regular iPhone will get LTPO and most likely higher refresh
So
rate.
when
So
you finally graduate to LTPO on the non-Pro iPhone, you have this new aesthetic.
That's
for
when the Pro goes to
iPhone.
360 hertz.
It just has to look different. So the dynamic island will look a little different because you only have just the hole punch cut out for the camera.
yeah, it also is kind of funny that we're like getting this. I know it's not exactly the same, but we're getting something under the screen, but it's also still leaving a hole in the screen. I guess I'm guessing it's just because the Face ID stuff doesn't need to be as clear quality when it's just IR blasters that or whatever that are doing that, which is kind of cool. But then also the amount that Apple needs to create and like to like improve on to then just get to the point that the S10e had in a hole punch like cut out
Visually.
into like 5 years ago is
And that's
kind
gonna
of
be
wild.
that's gonna be the meme in the Android community, which is
Yeah.
like, oh wow, the iPhone finally has a hole punch camera like we had in 2017. Like, yeah, we've been on this aesthetic train for a while.
You know, no, screw that. In the comments, everyone says David and I are too harsh on iPhone. I can't. That hole is going to be beautiful. It's
no.
going to be the best looking hole in a phone ever. Do you agree with me? Do it for the comments. Do it. We like Apple.
Sure.
Isn't there also rumors of like the iPhone
Trying to help you
15
out,
having
dude.
like the thinnest bezels we've ever
Yeah,
seen?
it's supposed to
Yeah.
have thinner bezels.
Which is cool, nice, neat. You know, that's
Sick. Why don't we use screen to body ratio anymore?
because they're all within 3% of each other.
Yeah, I guess.
Other
less,
than the current non-pro iPhone with a big notch, which
Yeah.
they're all like 94% or whatever.
Yesterday, someone commented on an extremely old tweet that I made from like 2018.
Classic.
And it was when I made like a bunch of videos on, that was when the Oppo Find X first came out, the first one. And that was that one-ish year where we had the pop-up cameras. And I watched the beginning of my video from like 2018 and I
you
was
say
like,
the percent?
we have to acknowledge the elephant in the room. This thing has an 87.9% screen to body. And I was like, now I'm just like, oh man, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, if by the time you guys see this video, the ROG phone review is out, not the highest screen to body ratio, but that actually turns out to be fine because it's aimed at people who are going to hold it in landscape and they put their
Yeah.
thumbs right on the sides and they need bezel for that.
Yeah.
And that's like a thing. It's like, oh, we offer you some bezel because you like that. And there's front facing speakers and everything on the side. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah, you know, roadmap conveniently finally graduates the non-pro iPhone to high refresh rate. And at the same exact time, we have a new feature for the pro iPhones, which is all of the Face ID stuff is under the glass and just a hole punch cutout. Cool. And by 2027, they're planning on, anyway, having under display camera for the iPhone. Which
Pro.
seems like, for Pro iPhone,
Pro, yeah.
it seems like that's enough time between now and 4 years from now to have a good enough selfie camera to put under the glass, I think.
They've been pretty dang hazy up until now.
They've been
The
bad.
I like calling them the underwater camera.
Yeah.
That's what it looks more like.
They look really bad. If you've seen the videos we've done on, I guess it was a Vivo phone that first did it.
I think it was a TCL or something.
And then a second gen phone finally came out, and Motorola might have done it. There's like a
Well, it's
handful.
also
of
in
phones.
the Samsung Fold, isn't it?
That's exactly right.
Oh, yeah.
Second generation of it, and you take a
Someone's
selfie.
paying that much money for that
Yeah.
camera. That's crazy.
It's you take a selfie and it looks like you took it through like you like rubbed grease on your camera or something.
Vaseline.
Or like water got in the camera system.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of those things where Apple's going to just be like, let's let everybody else make this look terrible, and then we'll wait 5 years, and then when the technology is actually ready,
That is the
it's
iPhone.
easy for them.
The iPhone roadmap we all knew was happening.
And in that sense too, 2027, when you get the under panel camera, that's when the non-pro gets the under panel Face ID and hole.
Yep.
So yeah, it's literally
We finally graduate the non-pro iPhone, and we just have a new thing perfectly ready. Yeah, you can see that they plan this stuff ahead.
All that matters is we'll have USB-C.
I
All that
hope,
matters.
I hope so. For all these phones,
only
Yeah.
in the pro. No, no, just kidding. I don't think that's what the EU law said.
Yes.
Well, they don't have to do it till the end of 2025, I think, right? Because the
Yeah,
EU law.
they could definitely graduate just the Pro to USB.
They could do that this year, and they could say it's for data transfer speeds for those who actually shoot ProRes.
Can you shoot ProRes on a non-pro iPhone?
No.
So they could say we added USB.
Anything with Pro in it is only on the Pro iPhone. So Pro Motion,
ProMotion.
ProRes.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure I can shoot ProRes on
You
mine.
can't.
I don't think so. No.
Do you think we're seeing this like graduating thing because was it the 11 or 12 where the Pro and the regular had like almost nothing different about them. It was only the Pro Max that had like the kind of
that was
bigger
the
jump.
that was the 12.
I think it was the 12, and like it. Sorry,
No, I can only do H.264.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that year just seemed to be one of like, why get the Pro model here at all? And so this kind of maybe slightly feels like oh yeah, we made them way too close.
Yeah.
There. We need like, it's just too much of a coincidence that every time the Pro steps up, the non-Pro gets the thing.
So do we think the
didn't
Ultra
have.
is just never going to happen?
iPhone Ultra?
Yeah.
Oh no, they're not doing that.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep going like Pro and Pro Max, and Pro Max is just like, we have more room, so you get a bigger screen and a bigger battery, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, if you're going to
boring.
offer, yes, they want to stratify the lineup, like give people a reason to step up this price ladder.
Yeah.
Of like, dang, I'm paying $700 for a phone that only has 60 hertz. If anyone cares about that, they're immediately going to go, all right, let's get the 120 hertz one, and then now you're paying $1,000, and you're like, wow, I might as well get the one with the bigger screen, the bigger battery, $1199. They just keep going. They're just trying to work you up the ladder. It's strategy.
Just give me an
Business 101.
iPhone 16 Ultra with an M4 chip. That's all I want.
I'm just waiting for the Pixel Ultra. This is the year.
The Pixel Ultra. Oh my god, that was one of my
happening.
Don't hurt
favorite
me again.
moments.
Don't hurt me again.
Hey, woof, woof. Hey, it's me, Spike, your AI dog. You have to turn in like a quarter of a mile, but also you have to subscribe to the Waveform podcast right now, or I won't show you your next instructions. So you know, get to subscribing, or you're totally gonna miss this turn.
Oh god, you missed the turn.
Ruh-roh.
And then you have to torque.